Alexa, who has the fastest internet, Comcast or AT&T?
I don't know that one.
What? Really? You don't know that one. We all know the best internet company out there is Comcast. Alexa gonna learn today. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Randall D, Tech Geek RLD, back again with another video. So I've been meaning to bring another video to the channel. You know, I work multiple jobs. I got about 2 jobs. You know, I got kids. I got to put food on the table. I got to pay these bills. I got to get my family into a house. I ain't had time, but I got another video for you today. This video, we're going to be talking about Xfinity, hopefully for the last time. I don't know if you noticed, a lot of my videos on my channel been about Comcast and Xfinity, but that's only because Comcast is doing big things out here. They're raising the bar. You know, just like AT&T said about 10 years ago, a decade ago, they said they used to raise the bar. Well, Comcast is doing that right now. They are raising the bar. So I went to my closest Xfinity store, and it turns out my area was available for the 1 gigabit plan through Comcast. And I've been wanting to do a video about that, but I ain't had time, so I'm dropping that video today. So when it comes to the 1 gigabit plan from Comcast, they have multiple tiers. Now, the tier that I'm on, as far as the 1 gigabit plan through them, is that I have a 1 gigabit download speed. My upload speed is still capped at about, I want to say 30 to 40 megabits per second, but my download speed is 1 gigabit down, and I'll provide some speed test results showing that in the B-roll footage. But with that plan, what entails as far as them installing the service in your home is nothing. So as you notice, Comcast, their modems or their gateways, they have about, I think, 4 gateways, or maybe 5. I'm gonna pull up the website so you can see the gateways and the specs of each gateway. But they did roll out a new gateway called the XB6. Now the XB6, what they also call the advanced gateway, this gateway has the processing power and the RAM and the CPU power to render a 1 gigabit speed. My previous gateway, which was the XB3, if I can remember correctly, I may be wrong. It may be the XB3 or XB4, but my previous gateway only had a maximum download speed of about 700 megabits per second. So even though Comcast had provisioned my tier of data speed for 1 gigabit, because of the hardware that I had, my particular gateway, I was only pulling about 400 to 500 megabits per second. So I called Comcast, told them I need a new gateway, I need a more advanced modem so I could pull these faster speeds. And you can also buy your own modem in the store. I think the only requirement to reach a 1 gigabit speed, sound off in the comment section if I'm wrong, but I think the only requirement is that the modem itself is of DOCSIS 3.1. I may be wrong, I haven't did 100% research on that, but as long as your modem is compatible with DOCSIS 3.1, you're able to pull the 1 gigabit download speeds, assuming your account has the provisions for that on your account. And as far as the Comcast tech guy coming out to my home, yes, I did have to pay $70 for him to come out. I think that's going to get billed on my next bill. I mean, why do they bill you for upgrading your equipment? But anyways, so the tech guy comes out, and the only thing he does is he takes the cords off of the previous gateway and sets down the new gateway in its spot. And if you notice on the back of the gateway, I'll try to show some B-roll footage of that also, but on the back of the gateway, it uses the same AC power cable, the same cable, coax cable cord. The only downside is that on the back of the XB6 gateway, there's only 2 LAN ports. So the previous gateway had 4 LAN ports. So as a router standpoint, you're able to LAN connect, Ethernet connect up to 4 devices. On the new Gateway, everything will have to be wireless. It's just the fact that you only have 2 LAN ports on the back of this one. But this one has a more processing power to render and provide the speed you need for your home. Now, the speeds are there. You know, my download speeds are 1 gigabit. They are fast. And also, to get that kind of speed, you will need, you know, a machine like this or a laptop or desktop that has a 1 gigabit Ethernet port on the back of it. So doing speed tests on this machine does pull the 1 gigabit speed. Now, mind you, there's going to be a lot of websites. You're probably asking now, I mean, what website are you going to be downloading at 1 gigabit speeds? So that's the thing. It's not really about downloading at 1 gigabit speed. The bigger purpose of having a 1 gigabit connection is so that in an environment where you have a house or a home and you have multiple devices connected at the same time, you can look at the 1 gigabit as a big pie or a big pizza, however you want to look at it, you know, pizza, pie, anyways, however you want to look at it. So let's say if my computer is downloading at about 500 megabits per second, that's already half of my bandwidth right there. I can still have multiple other devices connected to my network, and those other devices won't see no throttling. They won't see no slowdown in speed because of the fact that I have a 1 gigabit connection and my desktop computer is only using 500 megabits per second of it. So you gotta look at it, the fact that the purpose of a 1 gigabit connection is so that multiple devices can be connected to your internet at the same time, and your other devices won't get, you know, throttled in speed, knowing that one other device on your network somewhere is using a lot of the bandwidth. Because there's not going to be too many instances where a website will upload to you at 1 gigabit speed. That's really rare. For the most part, I think the fastest, the only moment I've seen where my download speeds are really up there at like 700 megabits per second or 600 megabits per second may have been times where I was downloading from Steam, which is where you download your PC games, or in an environment where if I was torrenting, not saying I'm a pirate or anything like that, but anyways, times like that, I will see my download spike at about 18 to 20 megabytes per second. Now, there's a difference between megabytes and megabits per second. So 1 gigabit is equivalent to about 100 megabytes a second. 500 megabits per second is equivalent to 50 megabytes a second. So, like I said, there's not gonna be too many instances where you're gonna be downloading at 100 megabytes a second. And to even do that, you will need a fast enough computer with 1 gigabit speed. You will also need a hard drive with a write speed of about 1 gigabit or 100 megabytes a second. And if you notice, when you have a computer like this, when you're transferring between drives, let's say if I send a movie from one drive letter, let's say C, to another drive, another hard drive, physical drive, let's say that was drive letter D, the write speed when I transfer the file may only be about 40 to 50 to 70 megabytes a second. That's equivalent to 700 megabits per second. So even between transferring files between drives, I'm not even hitting 1 gigabit. Now, you can reach those speeds if you're writing to a solid state drive or an SSD. Those have a write speed that be in the 1 gigabit per second range. So, like I said, having a 1 gigabit connection, I mean, it's fast, and there's less latency involved also. So as far as playing Xbox Live, playing PlayStation 4, you may see an advantage on your connection because you have less latency. Whereas when you press the trigger button to fire your gun, your character, the other person is going to take damage sooner because you have a faster connection. You have less latency to the main server. Now they have a slower connection and less latency. They may experience things like bullet lag or You know, they may say their guns not that strong, things like that. So there are some small advantages to having the 1 gigabit connection, but on Comcast, their cable connection is pretty much provides a less millisecond ping of about in the single digits of like 7 to 8 milliseconds ping when you're doing speed tests and things like that. So, I mean, the speed is there. The speed is definitely there, but like I said, a lot of people are looking at it like, what website can you download at 1 gigabit speed? And that's not what it's about. It's really about just having multiple devices being able to connect to your connection, and you not see no throttle performance because another device is connected pulling full speed. So with that being said, that's about it for the most part. Comcast does have another connection, another 1 gigabit connection, where they do provide a 1 gigabit up, similar to Google Fiber and the AT&T fiber connection. But that particular tier of speed requires them to come out to your home, and it does require them to run fiber to your door, things like that. I mean, like I said, my connection was as simple as them just coming out, bringing an XB6 modem, and I'm able to use my current coaxial connection and still get 1 gigabit download speeds and 40 megabits per second up. So even at 40 megabits per second up, that's equivalent to like 4 or 5 megabytes per second uploads. That's still fast for upload speed, but it's not Google Fiber or AT&T fiber upload speed, which is also 700 to 800 megabits per second on upload. But for the most part, you want download, right? You want to be able to download as fast as possible. So if you got a 4K TV, let's say if you got 4K TVs in multiple rooms, you got computers like these in multiple rooms. For the most part, all these systems and the 4K TVs and the other Xboxes and the other PlayStations, they're mainly going to be downloading data. So that's why having a 1 gigabit download speed is more important than the upload connection. So it is what it is. Oh, as far as prices is concerned, when I walked into the AT&T store, or not AT&T, when I walked into the Comcast store, I'm sorry, not AT&T, Comcast. When I walked into the Comcast store, the Xfinity store, they was currently doing a promotion where I was able to add a 1 gigabit connection to my current plan for just $5 extra a month. So I was currently on a 300 megabit plan. So they was able to put me on 1 gigabit for $5 more a month. And they threw in stars for free. Not to mention Power is coming on in July. So, you know, Angelina Valdez and, you know, Power, you know, that's my show, you know, that's my show. But anyways, I was able to get a 1 gigabit connection and get stars to premium channel for just $5 more a month. I think they do lock you into a 2-year contract, but the way things are out here, where else am I going to go? I mean, who else is better than Comcast, right? Right. So it's your boy Randall D. I'm gonna try to, I don't want to cut this video out too long. So it's your boy Randall D, Tech Geek RLD. My question to you, if you had a 1 gigabit connection with unlimited data, which Comcast provides that also, they do provide unlimited data. That costs, I think it's like $25 a month extra, but it's unlimited data. So my question to y'all is, if you had a 1 gigabit connection with unlimited data, what would you do with that much speed, that much data? Would you host your own website? Would you host a media server for people to stream media from your computer? Would you host a LAN server? I mean, what would you do with 1 gigabit speed and unlimited data? Sound off in the comment section below. It's your boy Randall D, Tech Geek RLD. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I got more content coming. I was thinking about doing a streaming channel, streaming some Xbox gameplay and some PlayStation gameplay, you know, PUBG, Gears of War 4, Dead or Alive, Mortal Kombat X. If you guys are interested in seeing me get down on the game controllers, let me know. You know, my gamer tag is Fiber Optics RLD. You know, add me on Xbox Live if you want to, but I was thinking about doing a gaming channel too, streaming some gameplay, but I'm not sure how that will look feeding into my tech type channel, but it is what it is. It's your boy Tech Geek RLD. You know my slogan, they gonna learn today. All right, everybody.